In this week's video, we head east to go to the Cape Cod area of Massachusetts, which is absolutely gorgeous. Plus, they have a ton of thrift stores and a really fun flea market. Morning. I am halfway to Cape Cod. I'm staying in Sandwich. It's noon and I had a little English muffin and some coffee for breakfast. Now I'm by McDonald's, which I never eat at home, but I'm in the mood for a Big Mac and an unsweetened iced tea, so that's what I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna use the restroom while we're here. It's been just an easy, uneventful road trip so far. Good morning. It is Saturday here on Cape Cod, and I have mapped out a bunch of antique and vintage shops because I think there's no better way to see an area than by actually doing that, mapping out the local antique and vintage shops, because you get to see the countryside, you get to see other sites, and we get to do the best thing ever, and that's going and shopping for vintage. So that's what we're doing today. We're at our first stop. It's called Mary's Thrift Shop. It's such a cute little building. It's a really sweet little Cape Cod. Look at these adorable little yellowware hanging bowls. They're not old, but my gosh, they're really well done. They're only $2, and then they're 50% off of that. We're at our second thrift store. It's called Riverview. It's actually run by a local school. It seems to be like a private school, some type of residential school. They also run a cafe. Anyways, also in a really charming Cape Cod building. I am really charmed by this area. That is so sweet. If I was at home, I would pick that up. This is also adorable. It's not very old though, but it's sweet. Wine tasting cup. That's interesting. It's got $25 on it though, so it's a little spendy. So thrifting must be a big thing here because they actually have a brochure full of thrift stores in all these little towns. So we're in Sandwich right now, but I'm actually heading towards Yarmouth. So I think we're gonna stop at these little thrift stores. I found another church thrift store on my way to the antique stores. Let's go see what they have. They got Jessica chairs. Look at these. Oh my goodness. I wish those were at home. They're a little bit bleached, but very lovely. So if these were at home, I would totally buy them. They're Mexican, but I have never seen cups like this before in Mexico. They're $4. They're really lovely. But I'm gonna leave them behind. Darn it. These are kind of fun. Well, I didn't find anything in there, which is fine. I honestly need to like start wrapping some items up to see how much room I have, if I need to buy more stuff or I need to stop buying. And so I'm not going to know that until I start wrapping stuff up, put together my box. But that's okay. For now, we're just going to have fun. We're not even going to worry about it. So now we're going to Simply Vintage. This is really sweet. It's $12. To think about that one. Oh, I love this pot. That is so cool. It's very aged. Nice mirror. Look at all the architectural salvage and the flower frogs. This one's $8. That is so cool. Here's a little piece of yellowware. $10. It's actually a good buy on that. It's very sweet. But my gosh, I have so many breakable items. How much is this? $39. Oh, that is so beautiful. $52. And here's some spongeware. This is not currently in style, but it will come back into style. That's actually a really good deal on that. Very heavy. Oh, here's a paint by numbers. It is $23. Oh my gosh. Look at this. It's $10. I have to buy this. Not leaving empty-handed. And this is beautiful. Very delicate. Looks very old. Oh my gosh. If I was at home, I would be tempted to buy that. That's only $60. And it's really big. It is really sweet, but way too big to ship. And then look at this. That is all embroidery. Wow. It's $25. It was made in 1973. My gosh, I don't know. Should I buy that? Look how sweet that lamp is. Milk glass and then hand painted floral. This is beautiful. Wow. $59. It's so pretty. Here's those Italian presentation boxes. 29, 19.
Oh, that's what you, yeah. I see that here.
I decided to make a pit stop to get some iced coffee. Although somebody was drinking like an iced green tea, and that looked really delicious. So I got an iced chai latte and a ham and brie and fig jam sandwich. And I think we'll go to a couple thrift stores. By then I'll be hungry, and then we will find a beach and go eat on the beach because it's a beautiful day after all. We're at the Fisherman's Thrift Store. Probably benefits retired fishermen. And we're going to see what we can find. Hi. Nope. So these are a really good deal. They're a pair for $10. But my gosh, they are so heavy. They look like really good quality, but it says they're made in China. If these were at home, if there was 2 of them, I would totally buy them for $5. I love the marbling mat that it has around it. For $5, that's such a good deal. I would also buy this. It's so cute with the strawberries. It's only $6. What a good deal. All right, I found another thrift store. I didn't get lucky at the last one. So let's see what we can find here. I never give up hope, ever. Look at these beautiful plates. These are also from Mexico. And I have never seen this design before either. So is this one. Look how pretty that is. These are so lovely. And this, I think, is also from Mexico. That's a really sweet tea set. All right, we didn't leave empty-handed. Well, today it's going to be a car haul. I am done for the day. I feel a little pooped. Kind of feel like I have a tiny bit of a head cold. I don't know why, but it seems like now every time I travel, I catch something. So anyways, I hope it's all in my mind. But let's get to the haul. So I continue to pick up breakables, mostly ironstone and transferware is what is appealing to me. This one was only $6. It is stained right there, but I don't care. I love the shape of it. And again, it was only $6, so I picked that up. And then I also picked up this one, which is ironstone, but it is also a piece of transferware because I love the brown on it. Look how pretty that is. Anytime I've had pieces that are brown transferware, they always sell. So I paid $10 for this one. So I know you probably don't care about clothes, but I got this beautiful J. Crew linen dress that is like long, and it is just so nice. I could not resist, and I could use it to wrap up other breakable items, and I only paid $5 at one of the thrift stores. I also got this really beautiful beaded necklace. Anyways, it's just those little teeny tiny beads. Kind of has a boho look. Looks really good with black, actually. And then this really lovely silk scarf with the air balloons on it. So pretty. And again, scarves sell really, really well. And I think I paid $2 for that one. And this beautiful gold necklace. It does have a signature, but I cannot read it. It's got a crown and it says PD. So I don't know what PD stands for. But anyways, I think all of this, the 2 pieces of jewelry and the dress, were a total of $16 at the one thrift store in Yarmouth. At the Riverview thrift store, I ran into this dress. This is very, very long. It's ruffled at the bottom, and it's made by a company that's called Ghost, which I was not familiar with. But these retail for like $100 to $150 used, and it is just an absolutely beautiful dress, beautifully made, and I paid $9.99 for it. And again, I'm going to use it to wrap up more delicate items, and I picked up a scarf there too. Look how pretty and silky and springy this one is. I love the colorway on it, and this was $3. So it never hurts to ask. At the very first thrift store, the St. Mary's one, there was that bag with the kitties, and I just totally fell in love with it. I don't even know if I got it on camera because it was $20. But then I asked the lady if the purses were discounted, and she said no. And I said, man, there's a purse I want, but I feel like it's a little spendy. And she said, I'll give it to you for 50% off. So I was so thrilled because look how beautiful this purse is. This is like crushed velvet, and it's got 3 little kitties on it. It is so adorable. And let me show you the tag, because even the tag looks vintage. So look at that tag. So even the tag looks vintage, probably from the 70s. I'm thinking stay still. Yeah, probably from the 70s. Anyways, I was so happy to buy this. That was such a good deal. And then I bought another piece of linen. I bought this beautiful blue linen top. And I may keep this one. I don't know what I'll wear it with, but it's got these beautiful sleeves and this kind of peplum at the bottom that's asymmetrical. And it was only, well, it was $10, but it's a beautiful piece of linen. And then I got this vintage necklace for $2. It's funny because I picked up an almost identical one in Brimfield, but it was in blue. And then I did buy these tiny little yellowware bowls. Look how teeny weeny they are. If I didn't know any better, I would say that these were extremely old, like from the 30s or the 40s, but they're not, because they didn't make bowls like this with little holes. They were $2, but they were 50% off. And yeah, you could see it has a manufacturer mark on the bottom, but I just could not leave them behind. I got 3 of them, and they were only $1, and they are so adorable. I may keep one of these because I collect yellowware, and I've never seen anything like this. And they did, like I said, they did such a good job, because if I didn't know any better, I would think that this was an original. Okay, we're gonna go have some quiche. What a beautiful church. But it's actually an inn, and it's also a bistro. It is really pretty here. The houses are so charming. Most of them are Cape Cods or salt block style with shingles and shutters. They look like they're straight out of a movie. So I'm up early today because it is the sandwich flea market. It is supposed to be really good and people set up at 6 a.m. It's a little after 7, but I'm not desperate to buy a ton of stuff, but we absolutely have to go because I love an outdoor flea market.
Just wanna tell you, think we're living in the good days. People usually never see them until they're miles away. If I had to guess, I'd say these are them, babe. And I hope like you, they'll be here to stay. Your love's got me singing in the morning. Got that two of us, why would we need more than? Yeah, your love's got me singing in the morning.
So I just met another viewer. Her name is Casey. It's so interesting to be so far away from home and run into somebody that actually watches my channel. But she was really sweet. And they were saying that the Wednesday flea market is gigantic. It fills up the whole field. This is such a fun picnic basket.
Oh, it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I'd say these are them, babe, and I hope like you.
Look at this box. So cool. Okay, I have a little car haul from the flea market. I found this really petite little pegboard. You know, I never find these. I know a lot of resellers come across these all the time, but I think this is probably the first time I have picked one of these up, maybe the second time. But it was actually made in Japan, so it's an older one, and I paid $2 for this, and it's super lightweight, so it's easy to ship. And then I actually got a couple pieces of art. I got this one. that's an original piece of art. I love the frame. I love the florals. I love the vase. And this was $5. And then I always pick these up. It's just a little tiny frame with these dried flowers. And this one was $2. So I love art, and thank goodness they are tiny and light. And then this one is a piece of wedgwood. It's probably not a very old piece of wedgwood, but the thing that really appealed to me about it is that it's green. I never run across green wedgwood. And then I love a little trinket box. So I thought that was really cute, and it's tiny. Again, it's easy to pack. And then I got this shell hook. Shells are all the rage right now in home interiors. And so I thought this one was a really good find. I have seen some really amazing like door knockers here. A lot of them are actually like big shell door knockers, and that's what this reminds me of. But this would be so cute like in a bathroom to hold towels. And I want to say I also paid like $2 for this one. And then it's not winter. We're not in the season, but I could not resist these vintage Eddie Bauer sweaters. So look at this one. It is beautiful. It's got these beautiful, almost like Norwegian style buttons. And then here's the tag. So it's not a really, really old one, but it is really beautiful. And it was only $2. And then this one, also really love the pattern. I don't think this one is as old, and this was also only $2. So you know what, they're gonna be great for like wrapping items in. And then I only got a couple pieces of jewelry. I got this one, and this one I think was $3, and then this sweet little necklace with all the rhinestones was $5. So that's it for my haul for the Cape Cod flea market. I'm totally happy with it. I don't need to keep buying more and more and more. And today I need to actually pack up some items, start like wrapping them up to see like where I'm at for space. All right, now the packing begins. This is the hard part. Here's my big gigantic box from UPS. So I'm gonna start with that. And then my suitcase is down below in there, so I need to pack that as well. We shall see how this is gonna go.